Hello and welcome to the RPG Blender, where we give lesser played games or forgotten settings the roll the dice they deserve. I'm your host, Game Master George, thrilled to welcome you to the next chapter in our adventure. Our heroes have completed their journey to Gem, but what new threats await them in this city built inside a volcano? Find out as we explore a new land of power and ancient secrets in Exalted Recognition. Hello and welcome to the RPG Blender. I am your host, Game Master George, as we return to the world of Exalted. I don't know what I usually say here. It's been so long. It's Christmas in July. Welcome, people. Ignore my Christmas cat shirt, which I just realized is completely inappropriate. But let's meet our cast, starting with Craig. Say hello, Craig.
Howdy, gang. It's me, Craig, playing Dirham Barath, getting ready to make more mistakes while trying to act intellectual.
That is the academic way, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
We have decided ahead of time what our group question is going to be. Each member of the group will be answering the question, what is one of your biggest secrets? So, person who always gets to go first. What is one of Dirham Barath's biggest secrets?
One of Dirham Barath's biggest secrets.
I mean, I guess you could say one of Craig's too, if you prefer, but I think...
Let's keep it to the character, right? People in theory care about the character. As far as his personal life, I guess one of his biggest secrets is that, especially following the personal ambition of their paths as Exalted and Solars now, personally, he's even more fascinated at finding any tethers or leads towards the Empress herself, for better, worse, or otherwise. His strong belief in her, when in doubt, she will probably be able to settle any and all issues in the world of creation. So if there is anything to discover in relation to her, that is probably the biggest carrot for Dirham to move in any which direction. Luckily, we haven't run into any of those, so it hasn't been an issue, but that is certainly a sticking point of fascination, interest, and scholarly pursuit for him.
Yeah, that's particularly interesting, as now you've effectively become what you were trained to hate, what your entire nation has told you to hate, what your entire nation hates, a nation that is headed by this person who you once idolized, and now having that backbone broken, I guess, you're falling back to, well, what would she do?
Well, yeah. I mean, and not to mention, as another being of extreme power, at least in our annals of history, with exception to our recent encounter with our disturbing lunars, and of course Pluton in his weird form, we don't have many besides our echoes of our past life to really look to, as far as individuals who have done what we've done, right? So that which Dirham has looked to even before his exalted life, as a pillar of strength and possibility. Really anything is possible now, because anything is possible for us.
All right. The story threads are weaving. So let's move from that to Greg. Say hello, Greg.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day or evening, whatever time it is that you're listening to this. I play, of course, Adramalik. And a deep secret that Adramalik has is that he blames himself for the death of his mentor. He's sort of distraught at that whole situation, and that's kind of why he was exiled by his family to an extent. So in a way, he sort of blames himself for his banishment. But the reason that his mentor was killed is kind of his fault. So yeah, he would never tell anybody that, but yeah. So tell us one of Adramalik, once Sinus Nadala's biggest secrets. So Adramalik,
you just said that. I'm sorry, my brain is broken right now.
Say it again,
I have 2 children now. I don't sleep. Sleep is an illusion. I live on coffee, so my brain is just liquid. I had a follow-up question to that. Yes. Well, I need to replenish my lost fluids. Who was your mentor? Which mentor was this?
This is the slave who was in charge of the stables, the stable master, who sort of taught him the philosophy of vegetarianism and protecting and preserving life and everything. Sort of became his de facto father figure, and he's responsible for him getting executed.
And that's also where, if I'm remembering correctly, is that where you got Uba from?
Yeah. The same guy who got me Uba. Yeah.
Ooh, heartstrings. Okay. Let's move on then to Rich. Say hello, Rich.
Hey, everybody. That's
Hi.
it. No.
And the rest. It'd be lovely, too. I feel like that happens every time.
Not every time, but more often than we'd like to admit. Hey, everybody. I'm Rich. I play Smiling Mountain, the friendly and kind giant who never violences ever. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Never
The
violence
secret.
ever.
You got an answer, boy.
Secret. Let's hear about the time when you did violence.
Oh, all right. So
I mean, you don't have to tell us that unless you have a better secret.
No, that's probably one of the only ones left, so it's fine. So one of the reasons that Mountain was sent to the Order, it wasn't just because it was like, oh, this will be a great honor if you become this, and he was already kind of a status symbol among his house just from his existence as a very warlike house. Even before he was exalted, he had a kind of natural barometer for right and wrong, and someone who was much higher up in the house was beating their servants, and Mountain, as a 12-year-old, almost beat the man to death, because as a 12-year-old he was already like easily older, like higher than a grown man. So not quite knowing his strength, but knowing that someone was hurting someone else, beat this man almost to death accidentally, and then it was decided very quickly that he should probably be sent away to better temper his temper, and also to get him away from people who are higher up in the house who may lash out at him afterward, which is also one of the reasons slightly that some of his other younger brothers and sisters may have a bit of contentious will toward him, as we've discussed previously.
Almost like they're contentious swords.
He said it.
Oh! So I guess the important follow-up question to you then is your family's dark secret the fact that you didn't beat the man almost to death, but in fact all the way to death, and they just never told you?
It's possible he told me that guy went to a farm, but I don't think so, just because I think that whoever it was had, maybe because that guy had enough power where it was very pertinent to get Mountain away from the area, either because it was his wishes or because my family felt it would keep him safer. Mountain doesn't really know, and because Mountain's kind of a take it on the chin and in stride person, he never really took it into much consideration and just dealt with what life gave him.
Okay, these are some fun facts, folks. All right, so moving along, we have Peter the Piahu. Go ahead and plug your stuff. He is the crazy person, I guess, who went through all of our episodes up until the challenge was issued. I don't think I mentioned this last time he was on, and actually put together the supercut of all of the times that we messed up the word anathema, including my one very embarrassing spelling error in the title card. Yeah.
I've never been so self-conscious in my life.
Yeah. I have regrets. So, introduce yourself.
Hi there, I'm Peter. I used to be one of you, and I'm one of them. I'm playing Ragara. I'm playing Ragara Royale, and Royale's big secret is pretty much his maternal grandmother. She's Iselsi, droning sorrow of mournful mother. So first of all, she's an Iselsi, and she's not really hiding it, which is for everybody else that doesn't know that. That's a clan that tried to assassinate the Empress, and then the Empress tried to, get rid of all of them. So, there's a black mark, and with the realm having, matrilineal line, technically that makes him an Iselsi. Other than that, she's a beast person, and also a white veil, martial arts practitioner, so an assassin. So, that whole area of his family, he doesn't talk about. So, yeah.
For good reason.
Yeah, that checks out.
Is she still alive?
Yeah, she's a wood aspect, so she'll probably be around for a bit.
What I mean is, she was never dealt
she
with.
was never crossed out. Yes,
She was never ganked.
Important to know. All right, and now comes the time that everybody is always waiting for, and that is your question for me. So, group, what have you decided will be your question for me?
I feel like Peter's not here all the time, so we should let him field the questions we talk about. You decide which one you want to do.
I mean, well, both. One of them is a quick, a job question, which is how many sessions did you give us before we messed Gem up?
Yeah,
Yes.
What do you think about that?
And the other one that's maybe more interesting to have to talk about is like, what are some major misassumptions the group has made that, in your opinion at least?
Okay. Well, starting with how long it's going to take for you guys to mess up Gem. By your very existence, the moment you walk into Gem, you're absolutely going to turn Gem upside down. So it's going to take exactly until we start this episode for you to mess Gem up. But I know that's not actually what you mean. How long is it actually going to take for things to explode within Gem?
Before we start killing people?
Before you start killing somebody? Oh, well, that's going to take as long as it takes for Mountain to walk into the slave market.
No! There it is.
No, I knew it. Oh.
Because, as you know, slaves are one of the major areas of commerce within Gem. Others being mercenaries and gems.
Oh, if they treat him super good, then it'll be fine.
They don't.
I know.
They do not. And in fact, something that you may or may not know is that the market, at least the gemstone market, all of them are handled by slaves of the ruler of Gem, who is called the Despot. Only his slaves are permitted to deal in his gemstone fortune.
We're accidentally gonna take Gem.
It's not gonna be an accident. It's gonna be very purposeful.
And the audience will absolutely 100% be behind Mountain in his righteous fury, flipping the tables. Now, for the possibly more harder question of what major misconceptions have you had?
Sure, there's a laundry list of those.
Well, the thing
Hard
is,
to say without giving us information.
it is a hard thing to say because there are some misconceptions that you've had which play into the plot. But because of the way you guys started in this and how quickly you've kind of grown in power and in big jumps, there is a severe tendency to underestimate the influence and impact that you can individually have in what's happening. So that is probably the biggest misconception, and that is that you need to go with the flow. You absolutely do not need to go with any flow whatsoever. You guys are the boulder in the river, choosing the new path that it's going to forge through this world. So when you don't like something, you absolutely have the power to change it.
The ironic thing is that
be nice.
I literally have a power where I can punch a river into a different direction. So that's ironic.
You literally can.
I can literally change
the stream.
I just want somebody to clip this right now when they listen to us or watch or however they do, and then make a montage going forward of all of the dynamic decisions we make, and our dice immediately denying
every time we try to do something cool.
All I feel is like, man, that was a really good motivating speech about how like we truly are like exemplaries in this crazy world of magic, mystery, and right and wrong. And then the dice fucking roll.
Tell a very
like
different
7
story.
ones.
That is not the direction I thought you were going. I thought you were going the direction of, and just also count how many of George's hairs turn gray as the sessions progress.
Well, yeah. Wouldn't that be a fun montage too?
All right. So previously on Exalted, our heroes met with a long lost ally, useless Sparrow Regara Royale or Royal. However it's pronounced, I apologize. I'm just
Royale, right? Royale?
Okay. Within the city of Chiaroscuro, they set about a plan to travel to the Lap, enjoy a few of the sights there while arranging passage up to Gem. And I just distilled everything that happened in last session down into like 3 sentences, which is never a good sign. But here we are, having finished the long trek to Gem. Now, at last, the sun is set, and you are upon the road once more, and you see nearing you on the horizon, the string of dormant volcanoes which make up the mountain range upon which Gem sits. If you have any last-minute plans of your approach to this city, now is the time to discuss them.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming with a caravan, right? We should be fine. I look at it. We will be fine just to enter, right? Then I look at Sparrow specifically because he seems to have a much better beat on the pulse of this area than we probably do.
I mean, why wouldn't we? We've got money. We've got the ground titles. What will stop us?
You do really look the part, and I must say we look quite fetching. So I say we walk right in.
Yeah, we do have to find, or we're trying to find Pluton. So yes. I suppose the first thing would be getting lodgings and then searching about for what?
Any sign of our friend, our watery friend? Well, talk with the locals, perhaps use some of our powers to suss out any energies in the area.
And perhaps not looking specifically for him, but what he's looking for. What he's looking for is particularly unique, an artifact or a relic of unique existence, a fossil specifically, right? If what we're going off of.
True.
So
yeah, I guess
working the merchant square or any sort of connections that we can find in there might be our lead.
Sounds good to me. I don't have any better options since the last one was found underneath the house, and that sounds like a good place to start.
I mean, at a minimum, if he's stirred up any interest, maybe they saw a unique character. But if we can just walk in, I guess no better time than the present, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we go. Unless.
And my army's 2 weeks behind us. Yeah.
Yes.
I have just one question to the GM, because was Royal ever described as how he looks? Because I know that it wasn't in the previous session. I'm not sure whether it was like before I joined in, whether he was described or not, just for the listeners and so on.
He was described at one point long ago, but if you would like to be...
the more modern look, I guess.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. So, okay. Royal has more like a refined Blessed Isle look. He's like now a long black flowing hair, fine blue robes, worthy of Dinah's, embroidered with like air aspect, iconography, and the Bragara house mount. So that's the circle with the big 3 dots inside of it. And, bedazzled with blue jade, and obviously, he's got like some air aspect marking tattoos, because I think that's like the fashion thing, and he's trying to blend in as an air aspect. Generally he's like a delicate frame, a little short, well pampered, and he went from like being a 3 to a 12 now. Over the time that you guys have missed him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. And with that, you continue your way to the city of Gem, winding your way through the desert until you reach the foot of the volcanic range. Slowly, your caravan begins ascending until eventually you do begin to see, carved into the mountain itself, the dwellings within the city of Gem. First a few here and there, before you do eventually make your way to what appears to be a larger section of the city, upon which a guard steps forward, your caravan is met, and the leader of your caravan begins arranging the passage for the caravan into the city, disclosing things like their wares, the number of people who are coming in, what their intentions are within the city. As they go through their own people, their own goods, eventually they come to the 4 of you, and you guys signed on as traveling guard, or did you sign on as actual a mercenary captain and others?
I mean, can we be both?
Yes.
Then yeah, because I don't want them thinking an army's just marching on them. So yeah, I'd rather be like, yeah, that's.
Well, we'll have to deal with the army marching over, soon enough. Because
so may as well just do it now, right? Be like, oh, by the way. Okay. So, but I think we did sign up for this as guards in order to get the passage itself, and then I will also just have on the paperwork that I am a mercenary captain.
Okay. Then the caravan leader directs the guard to go speak to you for your own mercenary paperwork, as I assume you have not been hiding that fact through your trek here.
No.
Okay. He makes his way over to you.
It's a big force.
He is a larger man, dark skin with almost what looks like bleached blonde hair. He is wearing armor, but it is flowing. It's loose upon his body, clearly meant to deal with the heat even at night. He approaches without any obvious ill intention. You wish to enter the city to deal with mercenary trade, is that correct?
It is correct, sir.
Very well. So, where?
2 weeks back.
Very well. The name of the company?
Summit.
And your name?
The mountain. I'm sorry, Smiling Mountain. We're not friends yet. Eventually I can be Mountain.
All right. Bear with me while I make note.
Gave his name.
Yep.
It's too late. It's on the mercenary company paperwork. I actually don't have any choice anymore.
You're welcome.
Honestly, good for you. Stir the conflict, you know?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Eventually, someone would have known I was a Rakim because they would have been like, "Why didn't you report back to the island?" Like, it's all right. It was coming.
And are these your commanders?
Yes, they are fellow guards here for this purpose.
Very well. The mercenary market is currently closing as the night draws short, but I'm sure that come the next evening, you'll be able to begin arranging for work.
Of course.
If you follow any gestures to the side, that tunnel there will bring you within the mountain, where you will be able to find your way easily enough to the mercenary market.
Fantastic. And the trade market as well, as my friends and I also do a bit of heavy trading as well. And I'll look to Adramalik and the others.
The finest of spices and silks from the east.
Traders then. So, turns to you. So you have spices and silks for trade?
That we could move here. But
yes, I have a potential route that I would like to establish. If there is an interest in this area, then perhaps a more lucrative trade agreement could be arranged.
Do you have goods? No, we have no goods. Don't try and rob us.
Please don't take.
I have some. I have a couple. I have some samples.
Sure, you have stuff.
Fat box of jade.
Yeah.
That's on a boat.
Just don't tell them it's from Mahalanka. I'm just going to say it's from the east. No one needs to know it's from the Cannibal City.
Yeah, why do all these have a lady eating someone's heart on them?
Why are they soaked in what appears to be blood?
You'll find them.
Sorry.
If you head to the market, you will find House Asana and House Moran dealing with your wares. You will want to arrange permits to sell within the city with them.
Very good.
Is there anything else to declare before you are permitted entry?
Housing within the city. Where might we find accommodations?
Well, he looks at the horizon, where you can see that the sun is probably nearing its ascent over the horizon. If I were you, I would make my way within the mountains with due haste. You should be able to find accommodation somewhere within the market, though as of this time, it may be slim choices.
It's good enough then. Thank you very much.
I'll nod.
Very well. Then please enjoy yourselves and do good trade. The despot is always watching.
Well, that's a clever name. All right.
Can I throw a quick lore as
absolutely
your ears perk up
Thank you,
at the name the despot?
I'm too stupid to do that.
Yeah, I hope you get like tens and you just suddenly realize that this was the worst idea ever. As we are like here,
as we step through the threshold. Oh no. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
4 for intelligence.
We have nothing here.
4 for lore. And I'll do a little pump ski. I'm gonna do a little pump ski because this is probably relevant. But the dice will tell their story, and it doesn't look like a good one right now.
Maybe it's really good. We're gonna be surprised, which we already were when we walked across the desert for 2 months.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay.
Gonna get a hard botch and be like, what a kind ruler.
Right. This should be our home now.
Let's pledge our allegiance.
7 successes.
That's really good.
That's really good. Wow.
Okay. 7 successes. With 7 successes, the city of Gem was founded by Rankar I. It is one of the few cities in creation, few great cities within creation, which does not have ties to the First Age, built entirely upon its own merit within the South after the fall of the First Age. Rankar the First carved out this city when finding the gemstone deposits within this volcano. He then founded this city and became the despot, the unquestioned ruler of this city, until he was assassinated and this city was taken over by the next, who would claim the title of despot, and the next, and the next, and so on through the years until the year 703, when the most recent coup occurred, with Winglord Kolar taking control of the city. Kolar III then revealed himself to actually be a descendant of Rankar, of the original rank of the House of Rankar. That's the right way to say it. A descendant of the House of Rankar, claiming then not just the power now, but also the hereditary title of despot. He then proceeded to burn all of the records of past despots for who knows what reason. He now rules the city with success and an iron fist. His word is law insofar as he is capable of getting away with it.
So a guy made this city in the middle of the desert, and then someone assassinated him.
In a volcano.
Yeah, sorry, a volcano in the desert. My bad. And then he was assassinated, and then another guy assassinated that guy, and then another guy assassinated that guy, so on and so forth for 6 generations. And then this guy shows up and assassinates the current ruler and is like, oh, by the way, I was related to that OG guy, but don't check my papers because I burned them.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. And since that time, his line has successfully ruled this place with no problems. 60 years, that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good in the South.
I was going to say, for an assassin place like this, I'm impressed.
So every replacement of ruler in this city has been through a coup or some assassination of some kind.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some hereditary passed down, but it wasn't generally very long, because then that new one was weak and
they got assassinated. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
This one has been good, taking charge of the city, not only through control of the gem market, but also through strong connections to the mercenary market. There is no standing army within Gem. Instead, all power comes from the mercenary companies, which are bought and sold here, which the new House of Rankar has quite a bit of stake in.
And I just want to get a quick clarification. Did you say the first of the House of Rankar? Did I mishear? Did you say made the volcano?
No,
you didn't say that, right?
No,
okay,
I did not. No. He found gems in the volcano and began the carving of the city. The current ruler is Rankar, or takes the name of Rankar the Seventh.
Okay, cool.
He is the great grandchild of Kolar III.
Okay, understood. Good. I'm glad it wasn't that insane. Gems in a volcano is still insane, but okay, cool.
Where else would you find gemstones?
No, I actually don't know. So
yeah,
I don't know enough about science.
Checkmate. Yeah.
We are not smart people.
Geologist, you got me.
After hearing that, anybody observing Dirham's body language or expression, his face very consistently melts to that of a long sort of expression as the name dawns on him, and he recollects what the despot is in his memory and begins walking purposely forward. Once we get in or past these individuals and out of prying ears, he will just quickly turn and recollect these details to his party, so we are all on the same page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which means that we're probably going to have someone reach out to us because we're bringing in a fairly large mercenary company.
At a minimum, we are certainly going to be acknowledged.
Cool.
So far, everything looks fine. It looks like you bring in mercenaries to hire here. So everything's fine.
Yeah. I take comfort in Sparrow's words, and everything is good.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy our time here while we find a crazy psycho person.
And hopefully find them sooner than later. I don't know if we want to play whatever game Gem plays.
First, let's find some lodgings.
Right.
And then we can move about the city during day or night or whatever is custom.
What would you like to throw? Would anybody like to throw a lore check at that to know what the custom is within the city?
Yes.
Do it,
Craig. Would like to, May?
I'm gonna do an au naturale roll this time, though.
Oh no.
Just a simple
Those
8.
work so well.
Just a simple 8. It didn't do bad. It didn't do so bad. Yeah, so 5 successes.
Okay. The oppressive heat of the South means that most people are traveling around doing business at night and then sleeping during the day. So that is when you'll find the market open. That's when you'll find the mercenary companies. That's where you'll find anybody out and about. Asterisk.
The day market.
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually in the correct time frame to actually go do business, right? Because the sun is setting.
You are at
Rising.
you are at the end of the correct time to do business.
Okay. Well, people don't want to be out during daytime, so if we're going to find lodging, we need to move quick. Let's make it to the market district, wherever commerce is taking place, and see if we can find lodging. Though it may be a little tight as far as any options, but we can upgrade lodging later, right?
Exactly.
I mean, are we common mercenaries or are we dynasts? I mean, I bet there's some dynasts over here we can visit.
Oh, for certain. I'm sure there's some upper class in these houses of Essena and House Moran. Even House Ranka, I'm sure they have someone who would be a good person to get to know. They may have information pertaining to Watery Friend.
I'm really bad at lying, like really bad. Like it's if you think we can do it and you don't think that they're gonna talk to me, we can do that.
We were born in Blessed Isle. I think you can, blend in with, the great houses. I bet, you have a Raggaron here.
I'm gonna
Kieran just points up at the 9-foot tall dude who
I just sensed I'm like, blending in is not my forte, small friend.
But you don't have to blend in. You just have to look different. They will recognize that you are not from around here, and you can claim that you're a noble.
I put my hand on both Sparrow and Adramalic's shoulder, and I say, if you think this is a good idea, I will follow your lead. Just know that myself, and maybe Dirham a little, are not good at hiding ourselves, our true selves or our true motives.
Dirham slowly nods.
It is why we get into the trouble that we have.
Well, how known are you in your house, really?
Pretty known.
Not
within
very.
your local branch of the house, yes, you're pretty known. Within the larger scheme of your house,
probably
no.
No, I'm not.
Like, everybody thought that you're like, a dynast not exalted. There's like, who would know you, really? Your company, your front, I'm sure.
You're right, except Giant also gives me minuses to not being recognized immediately.
There's that too.
Like Giant actually gives you
into this.
If you feel confident about this plan, but just understand that the hole in your plan is basically giant sized,
and we can't lie good. So if anyone asks us anything, that is where it comes. If you need us to tell the truth, we are very good at telling the truth.
If you feel confident in this regard, I'd be fine with you. And Dirham cringes a bit. Adramalik leading this in terms of getting us lodging, and Mountain and I will try and blend in among the contingent. But understand, it's up to you to make sure that if they do hone in on Mountain and to an extent myself, the jig may be up.
It just is a question, because this will probably get cut, George. But aren't I part of House Moran?
No. Considering that that's a house that I made up on the spot.
What house am I from?
You are from, if I remember correctly, I mean, you should know.
Old. I know, but it never comes up because I don't use it. I avoid it like the plague.
You were what?
House Kafak.
Yep, you are correct. Yep, that's it.
Thank you.
Yes, because it was Kathaklau. I remember that you were of. I flopped.
It was a part
your
of
houses.
his house.
Yep, I flopped your houses with your fake identities. I remember doing that.
Dirham is House Naaman.
Yep.
And Adramalik is Sinus.
Yeah, Sinus, because it's his name, so it made it easy. He was always
It wasn't his name.
More. Not unless you want him to bring death upon the city of Gem.
I mean,
maybe that's our backup
if
plan.
these things die.
We do also have to kill some dragon-blooded for
Eventually.
I feel like the sooner we get that done, the better.
Eventually.
Good thing you know 5 already.
I'm never gonna kill them. They're my friends, unless they try and kill me.
That's true.
And even then.
All right.
Man.
So you make your way within the tunnels into the volcano. Making your way within, it's not long before the tunnel that you were directed toward widens into a massive 40-yard wide and over a mile long tunnel with several large ones branching off. You have made your way to the Sunken Bazaar, the center of trade and commerce within the city of Gem.
Would you say this is a very strange sight?
I've never been in an underground city, so for me, yeah.
Okay.
For Mountain in particular, the actual entering of the tunnel was probably a little unpleasant because you're a large person going underground in what is not a very large tunnel. So then you reach this point, and it's almost like breathing a breath of fresh air as it widens significantly to what you had been dealing with.
Okay.
It's like being in the tiniest house in the world.
And that's basically what this looks like. This looks like an outdoor market like you would expect to see within any city, except it is built, carved into the very rock itself.
Damn, that's dope.
That's impressive as being a mountain folk, but this is pretty impressive.
Honestly, I've never seen anything like this. Quite a bizarre bazaar, I would say.
Okay, well, Rigara, Adramalik, you have the call. You think trying to blend in with the houses is the right play? We'll do it. You think finding simple lodging? That's fine too.
Adramalik smiles and looks at you, Sparrow.
Yeah, I mean, let's live up to
like kings tonight, yes?
Yeah, might as well.
We have so much money.
Dirham gives a sidelong look at Mountain as he falls behind and follows in their steps.
Yeah.
This is the way we're going to get so much information. We're going to have all of the top upper crust at our beck and call. It will be perfect.
Exactly.
Okay. So your next task, I believe, then is to identify where you would find some such wealthy patron.
Yeah.
I mean, question is like, did we, do that research ahead of time? Figure like, okay, there's some, Ragar family here, or like what diners live in there, what family connections we could have, and then go in and how do diners travel if not going to your cousins and lodging with them?
Sounds like a good thing for a lore roll.
Okay then. So I guess Royal, knowing that we're going to the gem, started doing his research ahead of time, whether it was like in Chesky on the lab and what have you, trying to figure out, okay, what family connections to go for, who to talk to, who's like, his closest family he could, turn to, bring in the proper gifts and, everything.
Hmm?
So how many stunts?
You can have a dot stunt.
Nice.
Okay. I'll pump that up as well. And that's 10 successes.
10 successes. All right.
Oh, it's so good to have a smart boy. Oh, yeah.
We have a smart boy. I was going to say, we have a smart boy.
Oh, sorry, Dirham. I didn't see you there.
No.
I'm so sorry.
We just, what's that? My wife's calling.
All right. So Gem itself defers to the realm. It is, it is aligned with the realm and its purposes, but it doesn't really deal that closely with it. So you will find a few scattered bastions from the realm with these houses, but most of the people that you find from your individual houses will be the ones who are on the outs with your house at large. That's not to say that you won't find them, but they will not necessarily be the higher among your house. So who wants to meet their family? Let's see. Gonna give each one of you a color here, and then we're gonna determine who's.
Oh boy.
Okay.
How's Sinus?
No sinus.
Come on, Sinus.
Please no sinus.
All right.
The worst one.
We have successes. We have successes from the Namandai and the Kathak die. Okay. So you from your research, you know that there are minor offshoots there from both House Naman and House Kathak. House Naman being an offshoot that was dealing with the refining of Yasal crystals, which are mined from within the volcano, whereas the ones from House Kathak are representatives of a mercenary company here, as you would expect of their house, having built up a significant presence here through their mercenary force. And depending on which one you pick, you'll get names.
So do you want to double down on the mercenaries, or do you want to go with Namons?
This is your call, my friend. I don't know.
I'm for the mercenaries, personally.
There we have it, and we shall do that.
Okay, let's go for House Kafak then.
Yeah, baby. All right.
Okay.
You can't see because my head's so high up, but I'm definitely sweating a little. I'm just
Nice.
Yeah, good choice. Okay, so you make your way in the direction then of the mercenary of the what was it actually called? The mercenary market. Nice and easy. You make your way in the direction of the mercenary market, hoping to find your way to the House Kathak representative. The mercenary market itself is impressive, to say the least. Once you make your way into this tunnel, which is a large, wide open offshoot from the main thoroughfare, you can see thousands of warriors of various sizes, shapes, various companies, areas of expertise filling this space. You can see them displaying their unique specialties in thoroughly scripted combats amongst the various parties, all seeking to show just how efficient and qualified their individual groups are.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good. That's all bullshit.
You can tell by the way his arm, he's not putting any force into it. It's all for show, honestly.
So, whoever, you can all then give me your perception awareness. I assume that you disseminate the name of what you're looking for, of the group that you're looking for.
Yes, asking for House Kafak.
Yeah.
I've got 2 dice in this.
Okay.
Perception awareness. And it's all of us?
This feels like
I mean, you could choose not to make it if you're instead just staring at all the muscular men and women fighting each other.
I mean, I am probably going to get another group too, so maybe, but...
I'll let you guys take the charge here.
George, I have an awareness specialty for crowds. Would this count as a crowd?
Yes.
Nice.
Ooh. And we're going to pump 2. Going to give it 2 little pumps.
I got a 3.
Woo.
I got a 5.
And I got a 5 too.
So 3, a 5, and a 5.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to post-roll stunt. No, it's been banned. I'm joking.
Never.
I know. Yeah.
I like how you say it so diplomatically.
You said it so calmly. It was perfect.
And now for my post stunt.
Okay. So with your 5s, the 2 who got 5s, you make your way through the crowds, and you do eventually spot the signs of House Kathak displayed over one of the mercenary companies. The invincible shield of red jade.
It's like 3 things long.
Well, it's eye-catching, right?
I guess.
I presume Dirham and Mountain are together at that point, hence them both spotting this. Dirham will say while they just have a quick moment, is there anything we should be concerned about here?
I mean, everyone probably thinks we're dead from the order, so I guess there's that.
Well, it's a good thing you're here looking for a mercenary company, right? I mean, that's where you would go.
Maybe. As long as I'm not recognized, I guess it doesn't make anything awkward.
Should we
What are the odds of that happening? I mean, really?
maybe just cover up your face a bit, friend? I mean, size is size, but
I bush out my beard a little.
wrappings.
No, yeah, look, and I'll take off like my desert cloak and I'll like make it into like a scarf and I'll like toss it up on his face.
I wear it in the style that is appropriate. So I look down at him like, all right, let's try it.
Though it is at least 2 sizes too small, you do wear it in the style that is appropriate, assuming that you use your
His
charm.
cloak?
Oh no,
It's
I
my
use the cloak as just like a head wrap. So I'm using a whole cloak as a head, not as a cloak. I'm using it
He
as
ain't
a
got that
head
big
wrap.
of a head. Come on.
Okay, noted.
I just don't
Nice.
think it's gonna matter because I can't keep it on forever. But whatever, we're just doing this for as long as
Yeah,
we
you
can.
just gotta tie it. You know, you just get a little like.
I'm
Little
not gonna
nip,
wear this
little
thing
tuck.
Oh,
forever.
No,
Okay,
certainly not.
so how do you approach?
Theorem
Yeah,
looks
look at the
between
two. Yeah.
Pharaoh and Adramalik.
And Adramalik will defer to Sparrow, the talkie boy.
Well, if this is the place, then I guess we come in.
There we go. All right, we go.
You see outside a number of their mercenaries displaying their resilience. You see a group of them off to the side with all manner of large and impressive weaponry, throwing everything that they can at a few of their members who are weathering it under massive shields. And despite their heavy armaments, which seem very out of place for the desert, managing to move with a grace that you would not expect. And you make your way within, looking for Kathak Felici, the leader of this company.
Yeah.
Cool. What do they look like?
We have to ask for them.
Oh shoot! Darn, almost.
Well, with 10 successes, you at least know that she is female. She
Charge, obviously.
well,
I guess
within the military, not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
So you know that she's female. She is an older individual. She is past her childbearing years. She is a let's go with sure, we'll go with a fire aspected dragon blood.
Oh,
Why not? Why not?
Mm-hmm. And not dragon. Wait, did I get it right? I did say the right word, right?
Yeah.
Dragon
Different things.
blood,
I've done too many different things. She is a
oh shit!
and you know that she has a sizable scar on the side of her head, where a rock during one conflict with an earth dragon blooded took off a significant chunk of flesh on the side of her temple. So there's no hair and there's a sizable indent. You make your way within, and you do not see anybody immediately matching this description.
Well, let's flag someone that's, seems to be in charge of this thing.
Okay. You see behind a desk someone who seems to be fairly important, reviewing paperwork and barking orders at other people. You can see walking out as you're walking in what looks like a fairly wealthy individual, as much as can be ascertained by appearance. As you have of note, as you've been making your way through this city, wealth is not displayed in quite the way that you're used to. There are people who are dressed very simply, who are frequenting what appeared to be very high class establishments from here. So what you have noticed effectively is that there is no preconception of what wealth would look like, because this is so far in the South. They are not wearing heavy opulent robes. They're dressing somewhat practically, or at least coolly, because they don't want to cook.
Makes sense.
Fair enough. Okay. So
The individual who is standing there with papers in hand, barking orders, it is a gentleman of middling years with a bald head, freshly shaven, though you can still see some hair growth beginning to peek through. He is not armored or armed at this moment. He is wearing simply loose-fitting and relatively sheer clothing.
Hello there.
Hello, can I help you? Do you seek to engage our services? He looks toward you, a smile upon his face as he immediately turns on the salesman attitude.
Nice.
We have the finest mercenaries here in Gem, aside from those you would get from the royal markets, of course, but we can surely match any service you might need.
I'm Sion Royal, and this is my entourage, and we're here to meet with, Kafak Felici.
Oh,
We're here to do longer-term business.
Longer term business. You seek some kind of extended arrangement. You have some foray into the deep desert, perhaps?
Yes.
I'd say that, yes.
Ooh. Interesting. Yes. Yes. She would certainly be the one to handle such an opulent arrangement. I'm sure you will be quite satisfied with the services we can render. Is there anything I can do to assist you other than pointing you in her direction?
Well, we've just arrived in the city and we require some lodging. I say, pointedly, like, Edina's expecting to be, housed here.
Okay, you can give me your charisma presence.
Nice, baby.
And you can have a 2 stunt for everything.
Okay, then.
Unless you would like to further describe your pointed stance.
Push for the 3. Push for the 3.
So that's No. I was like thinking like whether I need to add more to that, but I think I have enough things with mastery of small manners and what have you, all the other permanent charms that I can give me, I think, 3 success on social interaction, 3 dice on social influence. Oh yeah, what's his resolve? Because I got appearance of 5.
His resolve is not. You can have. You can have you get 1 extra die for each appearance that you beat his resolve by. Correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So you get 1 extra die.
Okay. 10, 13, 14. Yeah, so 2 points stunned. That will take 14 dice. Let's roll. That's 11 successes.
How many?
11.
All right. Of course. Be thrilled to put you up here. There's nothing we would like more than to meet any request that you might need. Do you wish to meet with Cathak Felici first, or shall I make some arrangements for your extended stay here first?
Well, seeing as the sun is rising, I don't think we'd want to impose ourselves on Cathak Felici right now. But once we're refreshed in the evening, I guess we can meet, I suppose.
Of course. Well, I will be thrilled to put you up in my own domicile. I hope it will be to your liking.
Yes.
I'm sure of it.
Of course. Oh, and you said your name was Ragara Royale?
Yes, Ragara Royale.
And your companions?
Ajahn Malik, pleased to meet you.
I'm looking at the other ones.
Are you waiting for us to introduce ourselves?
Loud.
Yeah, I introduce you.
The gentleman looked like he was expecting the answer, like he was thinking that the answer was going to come from Royale. But when Ajahn Malik gives the answer, he turns to look at each of you.
Loud.
Is that all?
Is he looking expectantly at me?
No, at Lau.
God.
Yes, he says very coldly.
Falling back on those old dear charms.
Okay. And turns toward the large gentleman.
Your name. Might as well,
Yeah, Smiling Mountain. It's
Cathak Smiling Mountain.
Oh, yeah. If you nudge me, I'll be like Cathak Smiling Mountain.
Okay, so first off, I will get the manipulation presence roll from Dirham for the lie, and from.
I knew I should have done this.
What's the good? What is your actual penalty from your
being
size?
Giant?
Yeah. What does it actually say is the penalty?
I'm near it, so let me just scroll up. I'm not far. Mm-hmm. I think it just says. I think it's similar to the thing that I had on my Shadowrun character, where I'm just very recognizable. But I'm gonna look.
Does
makes my disguising has -4 or something like that.
-3 on all these guys rolls to pass as someone of lesser stature, so you're very memorable whenever you go.
Okay.
So they know that you're this one giant that's Travis creation. If you try to pretend to be someone else, it's hard for you because you stand out above everybody else.
Okay. Yes. So it sounds like this is one of the areas where there's not really set mechanics for it. So this is one of those joyous moments that our viewers always love, where I'm going to make some mechanics for it.
Sounds great.
So you're going to give me a charisma presence roll.
No.
He's going to give an intelligence lore roll.
Do I want high or low? It doesn't actually. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. No, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Okay, I won't tell you.
The result.
Oh my
Does
God.
appearance 5 give me any help with my presence manipulation?
Unless this guy is impressed by your appearance. It has to. They have to be someone that's impressed by your appearance, right?
Well, yes, but
I think with appearance, it adds you the difference in extra dice to your social influence rolls.
Yes,
and it seems to be a social influence, so I think 1 was the.
Yep,
I'll take it.
Because you have a 5 as well, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take it. Oh, please, please. I botched.
Yes! The moments we live for. Thank you so much for taking the time to enjoy our show, and a big thank you to our generous patrons Bubble Dirt, Nova Phoenix, The Pyahoo, and Red Comet. It's great to have you back after our short break. Come back next week or join our Patreon where the next episode is live now. Meanwhile, don't forget to check out our tutorials and video plays on YouTube at The RPG Blender. We've dropped a few during this break, so go check them out. And if you want to stay up to date on our releases, you can join our Discord or find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or your podcast app of choice. Music is The Punk Rock Show by My Free Mickey. Copyright 2012, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution License. Thank you again, and remember, there's gaming outside the Forgotten Realms.